multiplier effects. These measures will take us faster down the road to development. In 2015, India's major ports have handled the highest ever quality of cargo. We have also added the highest ever capacity in major ports. We have started a series of measures for modernizing ports and increasing their efficacy. The Sagarmala project has already been rolled out. We are planning to develop new greenfield ports both in the eastern and western coasts of India. The work of the national waterways is already being expedited. Rupees 800 crores has been provided for this initiative. In civil aviation sector, the government is drawing up an action plan for revival of unserved and underserved airports. There are 160 airports and airstrips with state governments which can be revived at an indicative cost of rupees 50 to 100 crores each. We will partner with the state governments to develop some of these airports for regional connectivity. Similarly, 10 out of the 25 non-functional airstrips with the Airport Authority of India will also be developed. Another major announcement. India is blessed with rich natural resources, including oil and gas. However, their discovery and exploitation has been below our potential. Imports of hydrocarbons occupy a larger share of India's imports. There is a situation of rising demand, near stagnation in production, and consequent rapid increase in imports. As a part of our drive towards self-sufficiency, the government is considering to incentivize gas production from deep sea, ultra-deep water, and high-pressure, high-temperature areas which are presently not exploited on account of higher costs and higher risk. A proposal is under consideration for new discoveries and areas which are yet to commence production. First, to provide calibrated market freedom, and second, to do so at a predetermined ceiling price to be discovered on the principle of landed price of alternate fuels. This will bring considerable amount investment in this segment. In the other segment of infrastructure, our government has achieved the highest coal production growth in over 2 decades, highest ever capacity in addition in generation, highest ever increase in transmission lines and in distribution of LED bulbs. In the power sector, we need to diversify the resources of power generation for long-term stability. The government is drawing up a comprehensive plan spanning over 15 to 20 years to augment investment in nuclear power generation. Budgetary allocation up to rupees 3,000 crore per annum, together with public sector investment, will be leveraged to facilitate the required investment for this purpose. To augment infrastructure spending further, government will permit mobilization of additional finances up to rupees 31,300 by the NHAI, PFC, REC, ERIDA, NABARD and Inland Water Authority through raising of bonds during 16-17. Our private sector plays a very important role in developing infrastructure, as many of which are implemented in the public-private partnership. I would like to announce 3 initiatives to reinvigorate this sector and resolve future and pending issues. 1. A public utility resolution of disputes bill will be introduced during 2016-17 to streamline an institutional arrangement for resolution of disputes in infrastructure relating to construction contracts, PPP, and public utility contracts. 2. Guidelines for renegotiation of PPP concession agreements will be issued, keeping in view the long-term nature of such contracts and the potential uncertainties of the real economy without compromising transparency. 3. A new credit rating system for infrastructure which gives emphasis to various inbuilt credit enhancement structures will be developed instead of relying on standard perception risks, which often result in mispriced loans. These, Madam, I hope, will expedite the commencement of some of the stalled projects. I would like to announce further reforms in our FDI policy. The changes proposed are in the area of insurance and pension, asset reconstruction companies, stock exchanges, etc. Details of these changes are given in an annexure to the budget speech. The duty drawback scheme has been widened and deepened to include more products and countries. The government will continue to take measures to support the export sector. Our FDI policy has also to address the requirements of the farmers and our food processing industry. A lot of fruits and vegetables grown by our farmers either do not fetch the right price or fail to reach the market. Food processing industry and trade should be more efficient. 100% FDI will be allowed through FIPB route in the marketing of food products produced and manufactured in India. I think this will give an impetus to the food processing ministry to enhance this sector. This will benefit the farmers, give impetus to the food processing industry, and create vast employment opportunities. A new policy of management of government investment in public sector enterprises, including disinvestment and strategic sale, has been approved. We have to leverage the assets of the CPSEs for generation of resources for investment in new projects. We will encourage CPSEs to divest individual assets like land, manufacturing unit to release their asset value for making investments in new projects. The Niti Aayog will identify the CPSEs for this strategic sale. We will adopt a comprehensive approach for efficient management of the government investment in CPSEs by addressing issues such as capital restructuring, dividend bonus shares, etc. The Department of Disinvestment is being renamed the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, the DIPAM. Financial sector reforms. A vibrant financial sector is of critical importance to the growth of every economy. In my last two budgets, I had announced several measures in this regard. I would now like to announce the following initiatives. A systematic vacuum exists with regard to the bankruptcy situation in financial firms. A comprehensive code on resolution of financial firms will be introduced as a bill in Parliament in 2016-17. This code will provide a specialized resolution mechanism to deal with bankruptcy situations in banks, insurance companies, and financial sector entities. The code, together with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2015, when enacted, will provide a comprehensive resolution mechanism for our economy. The RBI Act 1934 is being amended to provide a statutory basis for the monetary policy framework and a policy committee through the Finance Bill 2016. The committee-based approach will add a lot of value and transparency to the monetary policy decisions. A financial data management center under the aegis of Financial Stability Development Council will be set up to facilitate integrated data aggression and analysis in the financial sector. To improve greater retail participation in government securities, RBI will facilitate their participation in the primary and secondary markets through stock exchanges and access to NDS-OM trading platforms. New derivative products will be developed by SEBI in the commodity derivatives market. To facilitate deepening of the corporate bond market, a number of measures will be undertaken, details of which are given in Annexure 2 to the budget speech. An enactment of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code will provide a major boost to the development of the corporate bond market. To tackle the problem of stress assets in the banking sector, Asset reconstruction companies have a very important role. I therefore propose to make necessary amendments in the Sarfasi Act to enable the sponsorer of an ARC to hold up 100% stake in the ARC and permit non-institutional investors to invest in the securitization receipts. In the recent past, there have been instances of people in various parts of the country being defrauded by illicit deposit-taking schemes. The worst victims of these schemes are poor and the financially illiterate. The operation of such schemes are often spread across many states. I therefore propose to bring a comprehensive central legislation in 2016-17 to deal with the menace of such schemes. I propose to amend the SEBI Act 1992 in the coming year to provide for more number of benches of the Security Appellate Tribunal. As honourable members are well aware, the strength of the financial sector is dependent on a strong and well-functioning banking system. We have already a comprehensive plan for revamping the public sector banks, Indradhanush, which is under implementation. We are now confronted with the problem of stress assets in public sector banks, which is a legacy of the past. Several steps have already been taken in this regard. We are not interfering in the lending and personal matters of the bank. Structural issues have been addressed in various sectors like power, coal, highways, sugar and steel. The banks are putting in special effort to effect recoveries and focus on reviving stalled projects. To support the banks in this effort, as well as to support credit growth, I have proposed an allocation of rupees 25,000 crores in the budget estimate of 16-17 towards recapitalization of the public sector banks. If additional capital is required by these banks, we will find resources for doing so. We stand solidly behind these banks. Our public sector banks will be strong and competitive. The Banking Board Bureau will be operationalized during 2016-17 and a road for consolidation of public sector banks will be spelled out. The process of transformation of the IDBI has already started. Government will take it forward and also consider the option of reducing its stake below 50%. For speedier resolution of stress assets, the Debt Recovery Tribunal will be strengthened with focus on empowering the existing infrastructure, including computerized processing of court cases to support reduction in the number of hearings and faster disposal of cases. The Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana was launched for the benefit of the bottom pyramid of entrepreneurs. Banks and NBFCs, MFIs have reported the amount sanctioned under the PMMY has reached about rupees 1 lakh crore to cover 2.5 crores borrowers by early February this year. For the coming year, Madam, I propose to increase the target next year to rupees 1,80,000 crores. To provide better access to the financial system services, especially in rural areas, we will undertake a massive nationwide rollout of ATMs, micro ATMs in post offices over the next 3 years. Public shareholding in government-oriented companies, it means to ensure higher levels of transparency and accountability. To promote this objective, the general insurance companies owned by the government will be listed in stock exchanges. Government and the ease of doing business. Our government is giving an unparalleled emphasis to the good governance with special focus on process reforms. IT-enabled government processes. The whole idea is to remove irritants from public in their interface with government agencies. A task force has been constituted for rationalizing the human resource in various ministries. A comprehensive review and rationalization of autonomous bodies is also underway. A critical component of minimum government and maximum governance is to ensure targeted disbursement of government subsidies and financial assistance to the actual beneficiaries. Public money should reach the poor and the deserving without any leakage. 3 specific initiatives are proposed to achieve this objective. First, we will introduce the targeted delivery of
झी 24 तास रहा एक पाऊल पुढे.